to make them better. You're leading right now in your schools, in your neighborhoods, and on this stage in no time. Some people think that civic education is just about voting. And yes, voting does indeed matter, but it's also about using your unique talents, your story, and your passion to change every single day for the better. It's standing up for what's right, it's solving problems in your community, and it's making sure that your voice and the voices of others, sometimes those may be less represented, are heard as well. You are living proof that leadership isn't a future goal, it's a responsibility that you have right now. And you're already taking on that responsibility. Again, I thank you for being true role models for your peers. Before I say goodbye to you this evening, I want to just take a moment to acknowledge the small army, and I mean very small, number of people that make the civic education program work. They are my two dear friends, John Minkler and Dr. Stephen Morris. Can you give it up for them? I have been friends with them for over 20 years, and watching them lift up our youth is very, very inspiring, and it moves me. So thank you for making these spaces and this impact available to our youth. Today, students, I invite you to take a deep breath and be proud of yourselves. Be proud of what you've created. You've done something that many people never do. You saw a problem and you worked to fix it. That's not just impressive, it's what true leaders do, and it makes me inspired about our future. We, on behalf of all of us at Team Fresno County Superintendent of Schools, and by extension, we have 10,000 teachers in Fresno County. We have 25,000 people that work in schools in Fresno County. I know that tonight, as I represent them, that we are very, very, very proud of you for the initiative that you've shown. We're inspired by you. We can't wait to see what you do next. The world is going to be on fire, am I right? Now let's get this showcase started. Thank you so much. Thank you, my friend.
So thank you for coming tonight. Now, there are a lot of people in office that talk a lot about kids and do very little. Dr. Kofer puts the boots on the ground for you guys. So think about that. When you see her name come up, she is someone that really stands for you. I like that. That's cool. All right, get my come up here, co-master of ceremony. This is Haley Herr, treasurer for the Youth Council. Let's give her a hand. And before we get started, there's some other people in the room. She's awesome. I mean, what was the first joke I told you? Yeah, you remember that one? It goes like this. What's the only food you cannot heat up? You cannot heat or warm up.
I think I forgot my response to that.
The chili dog. So with that, we'll just keep moving.
Exactly.
Chili dog, anyway. Gosh, man, this is our crowd, Haley.
Sorry.
So I want some folks to stand up. I want to acknowledge our board of Civic Education Center. We have 3 board members with us today. Our board president, Dr. Christina Casenario. Actually 4. Dr. John Minkler, Morris Hicks, and Dan Jameson. Where's he at? You guys raise your hands so people can see that you're actually real people. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they are. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. We also have a funder that's been with us from day one. I mean, when everybody thought that John and I told crazy jokes, she actually believed in this crazy vision that kids could have a voice and kids could make a difference. She has been with us side by side in everything we've done. I want Kay Bonner to stand up, and let's give her a round of applause for the Bonner Foundation. Oh, we have another board member that just came in. This is our first student board member, Naftali Gonzalez. Let's give her a hand over there. Woo-wee. So one of these days, you guys could be our boss, right? She was a high school student at Visalia Unified. She joined our board. She's now, you completed, Stanford or Berkeley? UC Berkeley. She's got her and she's got her master's, and she's going to be working on her doctorate. But she tells us what to do as a kid. Now, that's real student voice, right? When you say, yeah, okay. So we want to thank you guys for being here. We have some cool speakers for you tonight. You're going to hear a little bit of their passion in their heart because they believe in you. Okay, Ryan Coe from Fresno Unified. Hey, Ryan, wave your hand over there. And those are real glasses that he wears. He'll be up here a little bit. And Joy Munoz, principal of Edison High School, is here. And I love that hat, man. Let's give Joy a hand over there. There he is right there. And then an alumni from Joey's school is speaking. You probably heard of him on TV commercials like Krusty Burgers and other things like that. No, just kidding. Rob Golden of Golden Charter is here today. Let's give him a hand over there. He'll be speaking with you guys today too. All right, so are we ready? What are we going to do here? We're going to introduce the kids and you, or just go right into projects?
What do you think?
I think I'll let you lead. So I think we'll start out with getting all the people come up, with that first, so we can get them going on that. So I think we're going to open up right now with Ryan Coe. He's going to come up. He's going to share a few words from Fresno Unified. After that, Joy Munoz is going to share his heart of a principal who works hard at Edison to make your voices heard. And then Rob Golden's going to take the stage, and he's going to shine like gold. What do you think?
I think so.
You think so? Cool.
He definitely will.
All right. So Ryan Coe, let's give him a hand as he comes up. Yeah, you got it, brother. And then we'll just, after he finishes, and we'll come back up and you'll lead them.
Got it. Okay.
All right. Good afternoon, future leaders and change makers. Give yourselves a round of applause out there. Give it up, man. Kids, give it up for your young adults. Give it up for your teachers. Teachers, give it up for each other and for the students. Let's go. Let's go. My name is Ryan Coe. I'm our Director of Curriculum and Instruction in Fresno Unified School District, and I'm the recently promoted proud principal of Fulton School in Fresno Unified. Let's go Owls. I'd first like to thank the team at Civic Education Center, Dr. Stephen, Dr. John, Clane, Tammy, and Daniel. Can we give it up for Clane, Tammy, and Daniel? Give them some love for their work. That entire team may be small, but it definitely is mighty. If you know them, they're mighty. And when it comes to impacting civic engagement in Central Valley, I don't think there's anyone that does it better. Thank you all for what you do. Thank you sincerely for your partnership over the years in increasing the levels of student engagement, making positive change within schools and communities. I want to take a few minutes to thank all of our students here today and across the Valley who are using their voice and tremendous efforts to positively affect futures, our community. Their voice is civic engagement. Thank you for getting involved in the community and having a say in the decisions that shape your life and the lives of those you represent. And here in California, your student voice matters now more than ever. Now, if you know me, once a teacher and student, always a teacher and student. I used to tell my kids, I'm more your student than I am your teacher. So this is going to be a bit interactive. I'd love for you to take a moment, share with a neighbor, what do you see in the photos behind me? I want to hear everybody. Take a moment, talk to each other. What do you see in the photos behind me? Go for it. Take about 15 seconds. So I want to share about this photo a little bit, these two photos. I had several, but I can only fit two on my one slide. Thank you, team. I appreciate it. What you see here is you see students from Farber, our Farber school, in the logistics and warehouse class. And those students developed a pantry, a food pantry that they provide for their community. They worked in conjunction with the GAP to bring folks who knew how to build assembly lines that could work together and collaborate to maximize the efficiency and how much they could produce. And they worked with their students to develop those lines and provide food for their communities. Pretty awesome project. Can we all agree with that? Pretty awesome project. Yeah. But what you also see here, how many of you caught the two younger students and then the group of younger students in the yellow? How many of you caught that? Let me tell you a little bit about that school. That school is Phoenix Elementary. Now, historically, Phoenix Elementary might be a school you would know as a school where students who have significant behavior difficulties at their home schools, they go to Phoenix Elementary. But now, because of civic engagement, because of the power of their youth voice, the students at Phoenix Elementary partnered with Farber to develop the Phoenix Elementary Food Bank. Can we give it up for that for a second, man? The Food Elementary. In other words, what happened was this. Our Phoenix Elementary students researched about food banks. They went to Fresno State to look at Fresno State's example, and then they partnered with Farber high school students to learn more about how to create these opportunities and then distribute and deliver the food to their local communities. That is change. And the thing I want to leave folks with today is that what you do not only matters for you, but it matters for the kids that are coming after you. The issues that are important to you will impact the issues that are important to the kids that come after you. Does that make sense? What you do today and what you share with us today will not only inspire everybody in this room, but it's going to inspire the kids that are in your home right now. Your cousins, your younger brothers and sisters, your nephews and nieces. Tell them your story. Tell them the issues that are important to you and ask them what issues matter to them, so that they can become the change makers in the future. So my hope today is that you leave with the power of your voice, because it's not just politics. It's about believing that your voice and your actions have a great impact, and I want you to use that to build a better California. I want to thank you sincerely for inspiring future generations to believe that their voices and their actions can make that change as well. Thank you all. Have a great day today. Oh my goodness, I had to include her and I should have, I'm sorry. I'm going to ask her to stand up. Can we give it up for Miss Heather Bright in the audience today? Give it up for Heather. Heather, take a stand if you can. Thank you. So Heather Bright is our teacher on special assignment in Fresno Unified who supports our civic engagement work at all of our school sites. And what Heather represents is all the amazing work of the TSAs that are happening across the Central Valley. Thank you so much for being here, Heather, and thank you for all the work that you do as well. Thank you. Thanks for that time, John.
No, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And congratulations, Mr. Principal. Joey, we've been there, huh? We got that news we're going to be principals. Woo-wee. I tell you, the first thing you do is curl your toes. The second thing you go, what did I get myself into? But it's cool, the things that you get to do as principal for Fresno Unified at George Washington Carver Elementary School. And it was amazing in that time, the things that we did in the community with the parents and the families. But West Fresno has always had its challenges. It's had its challenges as cultures have changed, as people have come and gone, but still the richness of that culture was there. The closeness, even in the midst of the craziness, was there. And when Joey Munoz became principal at Edison, it was a cool time. He's the right man for the right school. This brother can tell you about what it was to be in the midst of social struggles, or it's in the midst of finding your own identity and your own voice. And how do you encourage students to have that voice? Our nation is a nation that ever changes and ever grows. And it's voices like Joey Munoz that support yours that's awesome. Let's give Joey a big hand as he comes up with us. And then we'll just go down and give him a shake. I was going to talk about the Zoot suit.
That's all right. That's all right. Well, before I get started, I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. or Mr. Stephen Morris and also John Minkler for allowing me to speak today. I'm going to take advantage of this platform and brag a little bit about Edison, if you will. But to everyone here, thank you for showing up to support something that truly matters, and that's civic engagement. When I think about civic engagement for students, one foundational characteristic stands out to me, and that's student voice, as you've heard some of the speakers before me. We are here to celebrate the powerful truth that youth voice matters. Our students have the power to create real, lasting changes in their schools, shape their own futures, and strengthen the communities we all share. And we are here to walk beside them, as you had mentioned before, to guide, support, and uplift that journey every step of the way. At the heart of this movement is the California State Seal of Civic Engagement, an honor awarded to students who don't just learn about democracy, they live it through their meaningful actions. I'm a little short, so I gotta adjust this right here. They use knowledge, skills, and reflection to tackle real-world challenges that impact us all. And at Edison, we have something especially powerful to celebrate. Edison has more students who receive the State Seal of Civic Engagement than any other school in the entire county.
That's right.
like I said, I'm going to do a little bragging. That's not just a statistic, that's a statement. It's a statement about the strength of our student leaders, the commitment of our educators, and the deep civic values that define the school community. Thanks to the support of the Civic Education Center and the dedication of our Edison staff, our students are stepping up as change makers. They're leading hands-on projects, they're advocating for real issues, and they're discovering that their voices don't just matter, they are essential. Let me take this opportunity to thank the amazing Edison teachers as well for engaging in this important work with their students. Their support and mentorship means everything to me. And a huge shout out to our Edison students, and I think there's some in the crowd because I saw them when I walked in. Where you at? Make some noise. Where you at? Okay, yeah. For your hard work and drive and your inspiration. I want to take a few minutes to share some of the stuff that Edison students have been doing. So bear with me for a second here. In partnership with the Poder Latinx, students led a school-wide voter registration drive, pre-registering over 300 of their peers through civic workshops, peer-led discussions. They explored voting rights, tackled barriers to youth participation, and empowered students to become active, informed voters. Through our ethnic studies class and African American studies class, students conducted youth participatory action research on topics ranging from racial justice to local civil rights histories. One group uncovered the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s visit to Fresno, a piece of history often left untold, and successfully advocated for it to be added to Edison's ethnic studies curriculum with plans to expand it district-wide. That's powerful. Friday Night Live students, in response to food insecurity and lack of grocery access in the community, launched the Edison Tiger Pantry with support from YLI and staff. They hosted 2 food distribution events, providing hundreds of healthy and food items to over 90 families right here in our local area. In our Hmong 3 class, students organized a Hmong Education Day, transforming what was once a cultural celebration into an opportunity for broader Fresno community to learn about Hmong history, culture, and civic issues, all led by student voice. And our Step Up students created a series of legacy projects, producing short videos that honored the achievements of local leaders like George Finley Sr. and Dr. Deshauna Ricks, celebrating their impact and preserving their stories for future generations. Edison Health Corps, a student-led team from the biomedical pathway, is addressing the growing threat of opioid use, particularly fentanyl, within our community. Their mission is to advocate for district-wide policy change to equip all classrooms with Narcan and ensure that staff and students are trained to administer it in emergencies. These aren't just projects. They are acts of leadership and acts of service. When students engage in civic learning, both in and out of school, they thrive not only as scholars, but as future leaders in college, career, and community life. And in doing so, they're strengthening our local community, our state, and our shared global society. So to every student here today, you are not leaders of tomorrow. You are leaders of today. Keep showing up, keep speaking out, and know this: your voice, your vision, and your passion are shaping a better future for all of us. Thank you very much for your time.
You know, guys, what you heard was real. That's why Edison is doing what it's doing. Principals like Joy Munoz and John Tilson from Kings River and other principals that support there. Give Kings River a hand over there. Yeah. You're going to hear some crazy cool stuff coming out of that, a continuation school. But it's principals like that that support teachers that make a difference. Teachers need your support to bring this to the classroom. They need your help. It's all over Edison, all over, in every department. I went there and toured. They have a coordinator for the state seal. It blew me away. And this is an opportunity for us to really create change. Next, I think you're going to love this speaker. I do. He gave me a nickel about 5 years ago. No, just kidding. But I think I was his principal at Carver when He was just a little tiny tyke, barely able to say his mom's name, but he grew up to become a famous football player in the NFL, came back to Fresno of his choice because he wanted to see his home community have something he never really got to experience with a lot of his friends. He wanted to give this community hope. As such, Rob Golden has started Golden Charter and a brand new $23 million project of a new building across from Fresno Zoo. This facility will rival any architectural feature in California. You think University High is cool, or you think City Hall, the spaceship, looks cool? Wait till you see Golden Charter's new building. So without a doubt, let's welcome Rob Golden up to share his vision with us.
Go Tigers. One tiger, many stripes. One tiger, many stripes. Listen, one of the things that I've learned in my journey is that life isn't based on what you're capable of doing, it's based on what you're willing to do. Hear me when I say that. Life isn't based on what you're capable of doing, it's based on what you're willing to do. Many of us in here, we are capable of going out in our communities and changing the world. But the question then becomes, are you willing to do that? My name is Robert Golden. I grew up in Southwest Fresno, California, right down the street from Edison High School, and got the opportunity to become the #1 defensive back in the state of California when I was playing football at Edison. Went off to the University of Arizona and got a degree in social understanding and human behavior. And then after that, I got an opportunity to go off and play 7 years in the NFL, 6 years with the Pittsburgh Steelers, where I became the youngest team captain in the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise history, and 1 year with the Kansas City Chiefs before I ultimately made a decision to come back to my community and really implement civic engagement. When I left the NFL in 2018-2019 season, I was playing for the Kansas City Chiefs when Patrick Mahomes was my starting quarterback. This is a Super Bowl team. And I walked inside of the head coach office and I told him to release me from my contract. I got a bigger purpose on my life than just being an athlete. And they thought I was sick. But I'm like, nah, I got a bigger purpose. God got something bigger for me. They ended up releasing me from my contract. I went back home. I was living in Scottsdale, Arizona at the time, and that's when I had this epiphany that I really wanted to change what education looked like. I said I wanted to shift the paradigm of education in my hometown community. So that is when I came back to Fresno, California in 2021 and started the nation's first TK through 8th Environmental Stewardship Zoo School right here in Fresno, California. Now, whenever I say an environmental stewardship zoo school, people often wonder, what is that? Well, our pathway to education is through environmental education, and we provide our scholars with environmental literacy, which is the skills and knowledge that is needed to make the right decisions regarding their environment. So not only is they understanding how they can make their environment, how they can make the earth better, but they get the opportunities to do a lot what you guys are doing here. For example, every single one of our units of study is geared towards doing a presentation of learning. And with these presentations of learning, our scholars get to go out in the community and make Fresno better. We've been able to plant over 200 trees in communities that lack tree equity in partnership with a lot of our local community people here in the city of Fresno. We also have been able to partner with a lot of local farmers and address the food apartheid issue that is happening right here in Fresno, California. Did you know in Southwest Fresno, California, that there is food injustices that is still happening till this day? I mean, if you look at fresh produce, the average fresh produce in Southwest Fresno costs $1.30 more than what it costs in North Fresno. So our scholars were looking up where are the local farmer markets where people that live in Southwest Fresno can get fresh produce. And you know where the closest farmers market was? It was in River Park. So our scholars, they partnered, they reached out to local farmers, they got an opportunity to work with them, and now every single month they provide free fresh produce and host a farmers market on our campus and give out free food to our families, to the community as well too. Absolutely. Another thing that I mentioned that we do in Southwest Fresno and surrounding areas, did you know that in Southwest Fresno, there's a tree equity score of about 39 when you look at a Cal Enviro chart? But when you look at that same Cal Enviro chart and you look at North Fresno, that tree equity score is 99. So our scholars have been able to address the tree injustices that is happening in our communities by helping our communities raise their property value up, by keeping homes a lot cooler in the summer times, as well as other things. One of our coolest projects that we do every single year is we address the declining population of the monarch butterflies. Did you know that when you were growing up in the Central Valley, especially here in Fresno, you probably saw a monarch butterfly every 10 minutes if you were outside? You hardly see them these days. So our scholars have been able to partner with the Fresno Chaffee Zoo, and they put a monarch way station to help the monarch butterflies migrate back through the Central Valley and have food to live off of so they can morph into the beautiful butterfly that they become. But that is just some of the projects that we do, and our scholars get an opportunity to do these projects on a monthly basis. But as Dr. Morris mentioned, one of the really cool things that we are doing when we talk about civic engagement and civic action is we've been able to break ground on a $25.6 million facility across the street from the Fresno Chaffee Zoo. But when you talk about student voice, let's talk about student voice. This project that we are putting inside of a community that desperately needs it, it had to go through a lot of different barriers in order for it to happen. But what was really cool is that our scholars got an opportunity to stand on the front line at Fresno City Hall and advocate for this project. And they did such a great job that the entire city, the city managers, the mayor, and also the city council said that our scholars won that vote. Listen, each and every single one of you students that is in this room today, you guys got the ability to make change. And one of the great quotes that Dr. Maya Angelou once said that I have on my mirror that I read every single morning, she said that in order for change to happen, you got to be the change. So if we want to continue to see change happening in our communities, if we want to continue to see our communities, our earth, our neighborhoods, our schools be better, scholars, students, each and every single one of you are the change. If you want change, be the change. If you want better, be better. If you know better, do better. With that said, thank you guys for having me. Be golden.
Before he goes, I'm remiss at saying this is also one of our board members for the Civic Education Center.
He forgot about me. I wasn't going to throw you under the bus, but you did forget about me.
We're all right? We good?
We good.
All right, man.
You owe me lunch? You owe me lunch?
You got it. Count on it, man. What you like? Barbecue? All right. Cool. It's so cool. He's made such a difference in our board, and Christina and Dan and other board members can talk about what Rob has added to the structure of our board and input. So we really appreciate you, man, being a part of that and look forward to many years of that. So I hope you heard something about what you can do and what your voices can mean. And not to become discouraged when no one seems to be listening. Because even if they don't hear you, what you're learning inside is this skill, this gift called persistence. If you believe you're right, and you've done your research, and you've researched from multiple perspectives, and you decide to take a stand, then that means take a stand. Joey and others in this room can tell you what it was to take a stand when it wasn't popular. I can tell you about people, fire hoses being shot, blasting you with, dogs attacking you. I can tell you about taking a stand. You don't have to do that kind of thing today, but you are going to have to take a stand. You're going to have to do the research and figure out what is your responsibility to create that change, and then be persistent at making it. So without a doubt, that's your challenge. Well, Haley, what do you think?
I think that was pretty good.
Oh, I think you're pretty good, yeah.
Thank you.
So I'm going to turn it over to you. I'll be right here with you, and you're going to introduce our students and their projects, and tell a little bit about who you are.
Got it.
Like you like my jokes and that kind of thing? No, just kidding.
No, they're
All right.
very good.
Yeah, all right.
They do make me laugh. Good evening, everyone. My name is Haley Hur. I am a sophomore at Fowler High School, and I am greatly honored to be an MC for tonight's 2025 Fresno Youth Showcase. I am also a proud member of the Youth Service Council, which you'll be hearing much more about later in the program. We have an incredible lineup of student projects to share with you tonight, projects that show heart, creativity, and real commitment to making a difference in our communities. Before we jump right in, how excited are we for tonight's showcase? Really? That's good. That's really good. All right, let's jump right in. So first, our first group is Farbridge Education Center. After learning that the elderly are at the highest state risk of social isolation, these students decided to do something about it. This project, taking the time to make a connection, brings activities, conversations, and care to our senior community members. Let's give a round of hands for them.
Hello, my name is David Ibarra. I'm from Farbridge Educational Complex, and my project today is going to be based off social isolation and loneliness. Social isolation can lead to a person experiencing a higher amount of stress, which affects mental well-being, such as causing the body to release stress hormones. Those hormones can contribute to higher levels of inflammation, which is associated with a wide spectrum of health problems. Loneliness is a feeling of discomfort or distress that can occur when there is a gap between the desired and actual level of connection with others. Mental effects that are caused due to loneliness are depression, anxiety, and increased risk of suicide. Physical effects from loneliness are obesity, increased blood pressure, and strokes. Out of all different age groups, elderly people who are the highest risk of social isolation include those who live alone, have experienced a loss of a spouse or close friends, experience or having declining mobility, suffering from chronic illnesses, having difficulty accessing transportation, experience hearing or vision loss, or are unable to participate in their usual activities due to health issues. Knowing this sparks the idea for combating social isolation in elderly people. To combat social isolation, we volunteer at the Vineyard Armenian Home as well as the Vintage Gardens to help the elderly combat social isolation. We were able to participate in different activities with the elderly with dementia. When we visited the elderly home, we were able to make connections with them. We created art projects where we made Santa Clauses with our hands and made figurines with cotton balls, straws, buttons, and other objects to create an abstract painting. For the elderly that weren't able to put together their painting, the students did it for them. We also did activities like using alcohol ink to make paintings and holiday cards. Other things you can do to help is actively reach out to friends or family, join clubs or group based on your interests, volunteer in your community, take up a new hobby, spend time outdoors, consider getting a new pet, engage in online social activities, and if needed, seek professional support from a therapist or a counselor. Regardless of our generational differences, we were able to find things in common and teach each other about the importance of socializing. It's our responsibility to be active in our community. There are several members in our community that are in need of social interaction, and if we are able to give it, we should. It's important to lend a helping hand for those in need. We may be in this position someday. I would like to share with you a little about my experiencing meeting Sandy, an elderly woman who changed my whole outlook on spending time with elderly people. During interviewing Sandy, I've learned she is legally blind, and I became her eyes in one of our activities. In one of our activities, we did painting on pumpkins, and due to Sandy being blind, I did it for her. She told me the color she wanted, and I painted them on the pumpkin. I challenge each and every one of you guys to not let anyone you know get left alone. Thank you.
Wow, don't you guys agree? That was very beautiful. That was. All right, our next group we have is the Quail Lake Charter School. And their project is called, this one's really cute, guys, Puppy Therapy. Doesn't that sound beautiful and cute? Yes, you heard that right, puppies as therapy. This project uses the power of puppy cuddles to support mental health and emotional well-being. Because sometimes all you need is a wagging tail and a wet nose to turn your day around. Let's hear more about this positively uplifting project.
Hi, I'm Noor, this is Vanessa, that's Sayana, and that's Davenjot, and we are all students at Quail Lake who are more than pleased to share our 8th grade civic project with you. To start us out, we needed to first choose our topic. We all took a couple of days to think and brainstorm on what we wanted our topic to be, but eventually agreed on mental health. So our focus was mental health, and we then split into 7 different groups, such as cause and effects of mental illness, types of mental illness, and different statistics. Each group had different documents featuring information that they had researched over a couple of weeks, and also sources that they found helpful. We then used this information to make presentations. We made these presentations to share with the class about our subtopic groups that they weren't originally researching. This helped educate the whole class about every single subtopic so that we can get a full overview of mental health as a whole. So then we kind of wanted someone with a more personal connection and firsthand account than what we were getting on our online research. So we started to search for speakers. We were looking for psychologists, therapists, just social workers in general, including teachers. So we had our seventh group, the speakers group, start to make emails and phone calls that we would message locals with. We ended up with 5 different speakers that shared their experiences on school campuses, in their careers, and such. Next slide, please. So, we started off puppy therapy with a brainstorming process. We brainstormed in our table groups for both classes what we wanted our civic project to be. As we made the brainstorm list, we talked as a class and narrowed it down to a few of the most popular and most said civic project ideas. We put these ideas into a Google form and had students vote on it. We did this method to be as fair as possible so each student's voice was heard. As the votes got narrowed down, we saw that puppy therapy won. We were more than happy with this result because we wanted to prove the psychological impact animals have on humans. This flyer here was actually made by our Flyers group and was sent in the Falcon Feathers, which is our school's newsletter to inform parents of puppy therapy.
Next slide, please. Okay, to successfully organize puppy therapy, it took a lot of communication. And my group communicated with our principal, Mrs. Marquez, once or twice a week, and the communication with her involved just discussing logistics and making sure all of our policies and schedules aligned. And we didn't just communicate with our principal, but we also communicated with Paws to Share, the organization that was going to be providing the puppies for us. And communication with Paws to Share involved constant emailing and a couple phone calls. And when we emailed them, we just discussed logistics, and we had to get a lot of necessary documentation from them, such as the insurance, which was crucial because if we didn't have their insurance, then they wouldn't have been able to come on campus. And to build excitement about puppy therapy, we did many things like having commercials before puppy therapy and going to their classes. But my group also made a script of announcements for about a week and a half, and we thought all of our announcements were pretty engaging, like they were different for every day, but we realized that the students weren't going to be as engaged unless we grabbed their attention somehow. So to grab their attention before each announcement, we did little things like barking on the announcements or playing the popular song, Who Let the Dogs Out? And doing those little attention grabbers proved highly successful and got the students really engaged in our announcements. We also had a group that was dedicated to making posters and flyers, and they had posters hung outside of the school that got students excited, and their flyer got sent out on our school's newsletter and was posted all over our school.
So, So such a large project obviously required a lot of cooperation and a lot of teamwork. Our team was split into two classes, 8A and 8B. Each class had their own topic that they were researching, obviously within the entire framework. However, within the topics, they had their own individual aspects that they were researching and learning about. For example, our communication group. Like Sayana said, the communication group communicated with the principal and communicated with the puppy organization. These groups worked on getting the insurances policies, making the announcements more engaging, but they all had different aspects. The 8B communication group focused mainly on the puppy organization and getting the insurances and permission slips signed, whereas the 8A communication group focused on the announcements on our principal and getting the flyers and posters posted. However, because we had such a big team, it was hard for all of us to work together, so there had to be individual people and individual groups that went on their own time outside of the time we had set aside for the puppy therapy project to communicate and connect with our group. In addition to that, we had 2 days before the actual puppy therapy where all of us met together and fixed any last logistics and problems that we had before the puppy therapy actually happened.
So the day of puppy therapy, we had 5 stations: the puppy station, the mental health and mental illness information station, the mental health and mental illness trivia station, the hot potato question station, and the put a finger down station. So the hot potato question station and the put a finger down station were still mental health related, as we had questions on anxiety and depression. So something we noticed was a lot more engagement in students after we visited the puppy therapy station, because our group originally started off at the mental health and mental illness information station. There, students weren't participating too much and were honestly just having side conversations, but as we traveled to the puppy station, we noticed that students were genuinely more engaged in what we were telling them about. Another motivator we had was dum-dums. So we had prizes at stations that we would give to students who wanted to offer their thoughts and beliefs. And one surprising thing that we noticed was as we were wrapping up puppy therapy, a lot of students were actually having on-topic discussion. So of course, a lot of the students were excited about the dogs and were talking about the dogs, but some students were genuinely talking about the true impact mental health can have on people.
Although we reached 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, we wanted to do more. We wanted to break the stigma around mental health for our entire school, which is why we had post-puppy therapy presentations from kindergarten to 5th grade. We did this because we realized that although 6th, 7th, and 8th grade had their hands-on experience with puppy therapy, we needed to do more. We needed to make sure that the entire school knew about this, and in the future, they would be able to reach out if they needed any help or if they simply just wanted to talk. To do this, we had to first email teachers and ask if they were available during the times that we could come. And unfortunately, some teachers could not let us present, but hopefully positively, almost all the teachers were there for us, and we were able to have our presentations. We did have to work around some things like assemblies and fire drills. However, we managed through that, and we had our presentations. This had a very good result on the school. Not only did all the younger kids finally know about psychologists, counselors, they also knew about off-campus and on-campus people that could help them if they had any types of issues or problems. Because of this puppy therapy was a huge success. Everybody, for a couple of days, were obviously talking about the puppies, but they also had really good discussions about seeing the psychologist for a problem or calming themselves before they react, like we had mentioned in our presentations. All of this stuff was really helpful and made a huge success to everything that we had done. And the results were that the stigma around mental health for our school were broken. People weren't afraid to talk about their problems. They weren't afraid to share that they had a mental issue, and they were more open about their feelings. So in one word, I think it was a huge success. Thank you.
That positively makes me want to experience that myself, guys. All right, moving on, we have a group from Farmers Education Center. They created an awesome video that promotes healthy habits and encourages positive lifestyle choices. Let's check out their amazing video.
Hello, my name is Juan, and me and my Alliance peers, and with the help of my teachers, created this project with hopes of educating our city, community, and families. Sorry about that. Into living a healthy and better life, and how we could achieve that through the way of food. Thank you.
Healthy is really, really important, primarily because food equals fuel. That's a science teacher in me. Food equals fuel. Understanding the nutrients and macros that you need in order to help your body function and grow is very, very important. You know, for me, 2.5 years ago, I had a pretty scary medical diagnosis where a doctor told me, hey, if I don't make significant life changes to my diet and my exercise regimen and have an intense surgery, that I would die. And so, like most Americans, you know, I didn't really take my health seriously until I had that awkward conversation with a medical professional. And after that, you know, the thoughts of my kids growing up without me was really, really scary. So, yeah, I did make some significant changes to my diet. I learned everything I can about food. If you don't eat healthy, if you live a lifestyle where you make poor food choices, empty calories, not enough nutrients, your body is not going to respond well to whatever you ask it to do. And you're going to face issues. Advantages of growing your own food are numerous. Obviously, the biggest advantage is the financial burden, right? Y'all know how much an avocado costs? A lot. So if you were able to grow your own, you're saving a lot on the front end of not having to pay a grocery store or food prices, right? By being able to grow your own. There's also a sense of pride in growing your own food, right? Like if you have ag in your backyard or your front yard or access to ag that you're responsible for, that's prideful, man. Like you're taking care of that. You're growing this food. And so you're not only proud of that, but you're more motivated to eat it because you grew it yourself, right? So if you have an orange tree or an apple tree in the backyard, right? You're way more inclined to eat those fruits or vegetables that you're growing because they're yours and you made that, right? Best advice I can give you guys, you young guys, is learn now, start early, and you don't need barbells and bumper plates and treadmills and all that stuff. You don't need crazy amounts of equipment. A lot of you guys can do massive exercises, numerous exercises, just body weight. Really, the best 3 workouts you guys can do, and the most efficient workout that the human body does: push-ups, sit-ups, squats. And you guys hit those 3 every single day, you're going to see massive gains in your guys' metabolism, especially if you're eating enough protein and growing your muscle. The number one killer in America is heart disease. And then we got diabetes. We got the highest rate of diabetes in this world. We got the highest rate of obesity in this world. So take care of yourself now, y'all. If you ever need anything, hit your boy up, 257, second floor, Harvard.
Your gut biome has to do with your mental health. So what you eat, food is medicine. So if you eat healthy, you are going away from everything that is processed, that has fake foods, dyes, stuff in it, chemicals. So that also leads to other factors in your health. When you don't eat healthy, you're opening up for obesity, disease, mental health issues. And if you're already predispositioned to those in your family, it's just going to accelerate that. You guys are young. This is when you want to get some healthy habits. Learn what fruits and vegetables and herbs help with certain ailments, so you become stronger and you think clear. I think there's a lot of advantages because you know what's in your crop, you know what pesticides are not being sprayed on it and chemicals. So you know if it's organic. I know my cauliflower that I just ended up having this winter tastes so much better than the store-bought, and I know where it comes from. So, and then you can harvest the seeds and you can learn how to propagate it and keep reusing everything, and that's something that I really do feel that you guys should all be taught. Read labels, know what's in your food, learn how to plant gardens, know about soil, constantly continue to learn. Like I'm heading to a farm this weekend, and I'm spend the 1 weekend a month on a farm, and it's all about herbalism. So I'm learning how to cultivate, bring stuff from the earth, make tinctures, teas, stuff like that. Constantly learn where your food comes from, how to make it better, seasonings, because you're really it will pay off in the long run.
I think it's really important because it can have long-term effects, and it can prevent disease. It can help you get plenty of sleep. It can improve your mood, help you remember things, and lots of other good stuff. I think some of the consequences are everything from high blood pressure to obesity, more likely to get certain diseases, and even sometimes depression, risk of heart attack, and all kinds of smaller side effects. I think you're immediately going to start feeling good about yourself mentally, physically, and just living a healthier lifestyle, being successful in other areas also, and you're going to start to feel the effects of being in a good mood, and then knowing that you're preventing diseases. I would say start small. Make some small changes at first, and you don't want to get overwhelmed and then give up. So start by possibly eating more vegetables and fruits. Maybe go a day each week without eating meat, and then start from there. And the more you can kind of have a snowball effect in a good way of eating healthier and healthier, and you're going to like the way that you feel, and it's just going to be really good results. So, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, and remember, you are what you eat.
Moving on, we have our next group, which is a bit more personal. These students wanted to honor a very special teacher at their school, Ms. Vanessa Russell, by creating a legacy video project in her name. This is a touching tribute to a teacher who's made a difference in their life. Let's welcome them up here.
Hi, my name is Karis Williams, and I'm a senior at Bullard High School. Unfortunately, the rest of my group couldn't show up due to their busy schedule, so I'll be presenting solo. Our civic engagement project focused on bringing awareness to individuals who are often overlooked during the fight for equality. While society tends to recognize well-known leaders for their contributions to societal change, there are many people who work behind the scenes and help make a difference in our communities. One prime example is our very own Mrs. Russell. Can we give her a round of applause really quickly? Yes, can you stand? Out of 73,000 students from Fresno Unified, only 8% were Black. While this percentage may seem low, representation and support is still needed. It is exactly what Mrs. Russell does. She actively dedicates her time and effort for those who face discrimination or unfair treatment in our very own district. Through our project, we want to highlight the importance of our local heroes and show that meaningful change often begins with small, consistent acts of fights for justice and equality. We began by addressing the situations. If you have been in this community, you know that Bullard has gone through several incidents. However, I believe it's better to focus on the good rather than the bad. These incidents were bad, yes. However, our community was able to come together and speak out against it as a united front. We didn't stop until we were heard and change happened. If consequences needed to be handed out, we weren't silenced until they were. So while change takes time, we are actively trying to make our environment better before we leave so generations after us can have a better experience than we did. Ultimately, this is a reminder that change doesn't always have to come from grand gestures. At Bullard, it started with local heroes like Mrs. Russell, who consistently helped and advocated for us the most. She teaches us that taking action can be as simple as using our voice and being willing to fight injustices. So again, thank you, Mrs. Russell, for your help in our community, and here's our video.
High school can be a challenge, but having the right support can make all the difference. At Bullard High, one counselor has dedicated herself to being that safe space for students navigating their journey. Vanessa Russell, a trusted counselor and an Excellence in Education Administrator finalist, has helped countless students, especially Black students, find their voice, overcome struggles, and chase their dreams. For her, the most rewarding moment is watching her seniors grow and step into their futures. Today, we sit with Ms. Russell to hear her story, her passion, and her advice. Try everything while you are young.
Hi, my name is Danae Marshall. I'm a senior at Bullard High School, and today we're going to be interviewing my beautiful counselor, Vanessa Russell. So tell us about yourself and where you grew up.
I grew up in Fresno, California, born and raised. I went to Bullard Talent, K-8, and then I came to Bullard actually for high school. And then I went to UC Irvine for college and majored in criminology and psychology. Then I got my master's degree at Fresno State. About myself, I love dogs. I've had dogs my whole life. I have 2 brothers. I'm about to be married. And yeah.
Is there anything in your environment that became a defining moment in shaping who you are today?
Yes, I would say so. When I was in kindergarten, I was enrolled at a Clovis Unified School, and I really struggled with being the only person of color in my classroom, even at 5 years old, to the point where my mom noticed it and could tell how much it was affecting me, which was interesting because it didn't affect my brothers at all, but I felt it. Like, I was very sensitive to it. So halfway through kindergarten, my mom pulled me out and moved me to Bullard Talent, where there was lots of color and lots of variety and diversity there. And it completely changed all of my elementary school days versus if I would have possibly stayed there and felt low on confidence or not feeling like I belong. So I think that was a very wise choice that my mom did. I think I would have turned out really differently if I wasn't in that boat at that young of age.
What are you known for doing in our community or just in your community?
I guess, I'm known for being a counselor, of course, and also being one of the BSU advisors for the last 6 years and helping support students to make them feel like they belong here and make them feel like they have a voice here.
Which you're good at, but...
Oh, no, yeah. Yes, I try. And, yeah, I guess that's what I'm known for.
She's known for more stuff, y'all, but that's the primary thing that she's known for.
Wait, what else should I say? What do you mean?
Personally, what I think she's known for being the best ever counselor ever to ever be alive. You know, I think she really helped me out because I was at my low points, and especially for college when I didn't know what to do, she helped me out with that. So yeah. How and why did you get involved in the service or role that you do?
So as a counselor, I got involved because I didn't know what I wanted to do even after I graduated college. And I'm like, oh, well, I'll go into teaching and try that out because I was always kind of my backup. Mm-hmm. But then I realized when I was substitute teaching that there was kids that needed more assistance and I couldn't talk to them. I couldn't have that conversation with them because there's 30 other kids to do, and you have a task as a teacher to teach them a lesson, and you can't give them that one-on-one attention, even though you know that's what they need at the moment. And that was really hard for me. So that's why I started looking into the counseling role, because I can have more of an influence in that way and be more of a support in that realm. So that's why I kind of explored being a counselor, and then I realized how much I enjoyed my high school counselor, and I'm like, oh, Dad, that's what she did. That's awesome. Actually, yeah, that aligns to everything I've always wanted to do. And so that's how I got into the counseling role. And then for the BSU role, I honestly was just asked, probably because of obvious reasons, and I just kind of was sure, it's my first year, why not try it out? And then learning about that role there, and also working with Ms. Holland, which was super easy she's easy to work with and I enjoyed, so it helped me push forward to continue in that role.
What would you say is your defining moment in this role?
I think there's a lot you could pinpoint, but I would say probably the fact that last year was my first group of seniors that I watched from freshman year all the way to senior year, and I got to watch them grow, and I got to watch them go from 0 credits starting freshman year all the way to 230 or more so that they could graduate. And it was really nice to kind of see that transitioning and help them through every single year to help get them where they want to be.
Do you think you're going to see that more often?
Yeah, I will now, but just because I only started 6 years ago and COVID was thrown in there too, I kind of lost those years of learning or knowing students because of COVID. And so that's why last year was like my first group of seniors that I was able to watch all the way through. So that was really special, and I look forward to helping more students in the future.
No seating?
Yes.
And our last question of the day is, any words of advice for the generations after you?
Yes, I would say try everything while you're young, while you have the time. You might think you want to do something that's great. Go shadow someone who's doing it. Ask them questions. You might discover something new, or you might discover that is for sure what you want to do, or maybe that you don't want to do it after seeing it in action. I just recommend trying and experiencing as much as you can. That way you don't go to school for so long and then you realize you hate what you're doing. You don't want to spend all that time to something actually you don't really want to do. So I just suggest you always look for opportunities. You put yourself out there, talk to people, network, because you never know what's going to come at your doorstep.
You know what? This could be for seniors and upcoming seniors too. So listen to her. Make sure you get her as a counselor. That's it for our interview with Vanessa Russell. Make sure you guys give a round of applause. Come on, y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you.
High school can be a challenge, but having the right
Let's give another round of applause to an empowering, great counselor, Ms. Russell. Now, coming to us from Sanger West, we have a group that rolled up their sleeves, literally, and got to work on Delray Revitalization Project. They partnered with the Delray Boys and Girls Club to clean up and refresh the local park for neighborhood kids. Because, let's be honest, kids deserve a place to play that isn't just technically still a slide. From painting to planting, this group brought new life to a space that means a lot to the community. Let's give it up for the hard work and hometown pride.
We are from Sanger West High School, and we are working on revitalizing Delray Park.
In sociology, third places refer to places outside of the home and workspace. Third places promote social interaction, which boosts mental health and your overall mood. According to a 2021 Cigna report, about 50% of Americans report feeling lonely. Third places help combat feelings of loneliness by providing a space for communities to bond.
So, as a means of providing spaces for community interaction, our school's civic engagement is currently working to revitalize Delray Park. This park, being located in an area of low income, contained many safety issues, from broken swing sets to playground structures without railing. Our club has been resolving these issues by working hands-on to restore this park.
Through a vote to figure out what our next project would be, we decided on cleaning up Delray Park. Personally, from personal experience, I lived somewhere similar to Delray Park, where most of the parks were not best of quality. And I really want Delray children to have a better experience like I did. Next slide, please.
Thank you. Our project has been supported by various community partners. Boys and Girls Club Delray played a big role in assisting us all throughout our work, from working with us hands-on to helping with supervision of student cleanups. P to Philippi provided us with a grant, which gave us greater funds to buy materials needed for our work. Lastly, our very own Sanger West Art Club worked with us as well. Next slide, please.
Earlier on in our project, we interviewed one of our community mentors to provide us with a better perspective of our work. Please play the video on the slide.
27 years ago, I applied for a Boys and Girls Club position, and I ended up here in Delray, the hometown of my wife. So I've been here for a lot of, it's become home to me. Our Boys and Girls Clubs are right across the street from this park, right there in the corner. It's been there for 26 years. The baseball diamond, we had used it for so many events, lots of baseball. After COVID, all that stopped, but now we're applying for a Junior Giants grant because this summer we want to bring baseball back. We're hoping to get that grant and fix everything up. In the park, it needs a lot of TLC. Swings are broken, the playground is, I think it's 20 years ago when I got that Kaboom grant. We got it out here, and then Wonderful has come out and helped us out. But after the COVID happened, things just have gone waste. And so we're trying to build it back up, bring it back up, because this is where we hold our National Night Out, Easter, Halloween, lots of events out here with different groups, rock ministries, Girl Scouts come out here. Everything that we do is mainly in this park. So it means a lot if we can restore the park to make it even better and bring families out too. So for whatever we can do, it would be nice, and it's good to have Sanger West out here, checking us out.
All right, that was from Rudy from Delray Park, sitting here in the crowd. We had also considered the perspective of a student who had actually grown up in the Delray area. We will be hearing from him now.
Hello, I'm Juan Lopez. I grew up in the Delray area in the projects where the park was right next to the park. The park revitalization, the park would be a great thing to the kids and the community, because beforehand when I lived there, it was all messed up. Everything was thrown around. When COVID hit, it became more abandoned where people wouldn't go at all. And the Civil Engagement Club of Sanger West has made a big deal about it, where they helped out with everything. And I'm glad that it came over and helped us out. Next slide.
Thank you.
Throughout the school year, we have been spending time completing various tasks to restore the park. We organize large-scale cleanups involving our school's senior class, and our weekends we have been spending raking leaves, painting the playground, implementing mulch, and much more.
As the school year continues, we plan to paint the mural with the help of community members. This will allow for an interactive experience between the community members and the park's renewal. We hope it can continue to allow for a community bond within the renovations itself. Our ultimate goal is for the Delray residents to feel a sense of pride through our mural.
Next slide, please. Oh, wait, sorry, go back. Through our project, we learned so much. Our work opened our eyes to the uneven income distribution within the Fresno County. Even though Delray is very close to Sanger West, our lives differ from those in that area, as we learned throughout the insightful conversations with the members of the Boys and Girls Club. We also gained much experience both planning and organizations of events through our work with the senior class. We visited those senior classes to inform them of our work, which improved our public speaking skills as well. Now, next slide.
Thank you for listening.
Let's go Hornets.
Yay!
See this person, right? What grade are you in now? When did you meet John Winkler and Stephen Morris? Fifth grade. Oh my goodness. Let's give Steve a hand over there.
Doesn't that make you guys want to visit Delray's new park? It sounds pretty exciting to visit. Next, we have from Kings River High School. We have a group focused on environmental protection. They designed and installed monofilament recycling bins, helping local fishermen dispose of fishing line properly and protecting river habitats. Let's give them a round of applause for helping protect our ecosystem.
Hello, my name is Marley Ortiz.
My name is Jesse. And I'm Athman Vane.
And we are from Kings River High, and our project is on monofilament recycling stations.
Discovering the problem. We discovered the problem on a field trip at the Kings River. We first went to the Kings River because we were supposed to be learning about more about the ecosystem. But while walking along the Kings River, us and a couple other students noticed the amount of fishing line tied up around the rocks or just laying around on the floor next to campgrounds or nicer areas. Next slide, please.
So, oh, my bad, guys. So for our research, we basically learned that monofilament fishing lines take about 600 years to break down, which basically make them a poster child for non-biodegradable materials. If you know what that is, that means it just takes a very long time for them to break down. But basically, they're very strong, and a lot of native wildlife gets caught in them, not just animals, but plants as well. And when these animals do get caught in them, this can affect the food chain. Animals will get caught, and then when they're eaten, it enters the bird's stomach. For more of our research, we also learned that monofilament fishing lines are very strong and durable, so again, it makes it hard for animals to escape, but also when they do break down, microplastics enter the water stream and into the fish, and fishermen hunt those fish, so they enter us. Not good.
How can we help this area? We can help this area by installing or rebuilding monofilament recycling stations and going once a month to empty them so the trash doesn't get overfilled. We can also help by picking up trash, not just the fishing lines. And lastly, we can help by informing everybody on how to properly dispose of their trash.
So, trial runs at King River High School. Our first trial run, it let us see how well our monofilament recycling bin would hold up, and it also let us get an idea of what type of materials we would need for it to set up. It's also good because it lets our other students that weren't a part of the project see our monofilament recycling bin, and it lets us talk to parents and other people in our community that want to know about it and see it. Next slide, please.
Installing our first recycling station. When we got permission to install our first recycling station, me and a couple other students decided to install it near the Kings River Dam. There you'll notice that there's a lot of fishermen, hikers, and wildlife. And that's when we knew this was the best spot for our recycling station. And here's some pictures of our first one. You can skip.
Who are our partners? Kings River Conservancy, who taught us about the environment, the United States Army Corps of Engineers, who allowed us to be and install our project on the land, and the Boat US, who is accepting the fishing lines trash we collected. We'd like to say thank you to our partners, and we cannot wait to continue working together in the future. Wait, so sorry. Lastly, what we have learned, we've learned that many people don't understand the dangers of the fishing lines and their trash.
We learned to be more mindful of our surroundings and to take care of our communities, even if there's something as small as picking up fishing line.
And our next steps, we basically just want to educate people on fishing lines and what the uses are for the recycling bins. And we thank you for your time, but we also want to help our environment and our community thrive with all of us working together, because it's not just students doing this. We need our community to work together on doing this.
Do we have anyone who likes to fish as a hobby? Doesn't it sound exciting then? You get to have monofilament recycling bins. All right, next we also have a powerful project from Sanger High School, where students are using art to bring people together, because sometimes a picture really is worth 1,000 conversations. The Inclusivity mural celebrates diversity, unity, and has the idea that everyone deserves to see themselves representing their school community. It's bold, it's colorful, and it's a beautiful reminder that kindness and creativity goes hand in hand, especially when there's paint involved. Let's give it up for Sanger High and their mission to make walls speak in the best way possible.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Natalie.
My name is Leslie.
My name is Christian.
My name's Alyssa.
My name is Jacob.
And my name is Nicole. And to start off, as a little background information about us, we come from the elective Ethnic Studies at Sanger High School. Our course focuses on educating about cultural and ethnicities in our community as a whole on campus.
Our group decided to do a inclusivity mural. What the mural is a large painting on campus on a canvas that can be removed and be placed in various locations, therefore inside a cafeteria, inside a classroom, or outside of a school building. We hope that our mural brings inclusion and belonging to our students, and we want the students to be accessible to the mural, so we want to have it where it's viewed at various locations. Our goal is to make images that will celebrate our ethnic diversity and equity and inclusion for our students of Sanger High.
So to add on a little bit about what Leslie was talking about and its importance, we obviously want students to feel included, especially considering their diversities. So what we did was push out a Google form to all of our students on campus, and the results that came back were that some students did feel included, but a lot of students did not feel included despite having many clubs. So that's another reason why we wanted to do this mural and show to everybody that, look, our school is diverse and that we accept everybody no matter who you are or no matter what ethnic background you come from. And not only that, but a lot of students at Sanger High do not participate in these civic engagement projects, and we want to show students that they too have a voice and to not be scared to speak up for what's right.
So a bit about our mission is, our mission and what we strive to achieve is that we want students to hopefully, when they look at this mural, to have a very deep, strong connection from this mural. And from this, we also want people to know, and the students know, that their opinion matters. And it doesn't matter what your opinion is and what you believe in. Your opinion matters, and you should stand by that. So from this, we also want that the Sanger community and people that are coming to Sanger know that Sanger community is a very welcoming place. So it doesn't really matter your background and where you come from. Sanger is very welcoming, and we hope that from this mural, people know that you have a purpose here, and it doesn't matter where your background or your history or whatever, you have a purpose here, and so does everybody, and each one of you guys all have a purpose. So from this mural, when you look at it, we hope that everybody knows that in general, that you all have a purpose, and from that, that's a little bit about our mission.
So this is a little bit of our vision and some of the things that represent Sanger as a whole and as a community, such as the water tower that has been implanted there for a little while in Sanger. And here we have a little bit about Sanger and the community, such as the students, because they represent Sanger as a whole, because most of them go to schools in Sanger or have been in Sanger for such a while. And they show all the diversities of the cultures that are in Sanger, such as Hmong, Mexican,
or like any type of culture there, and they just represent Sanger as a whole because they show us like what we are and what we represent, and basically like they just show us like that we can come together as a whole to be something and to create something bigger. And that's pretty much our vision that we created, and that's it.
During this project, we have been staying in communication with various individuals, starting with our artist, who is very known. He's a very known artist in the Sanger community. So he was the one that gave us pricing codes. We met up various times consistently, and he kind of gave us a mock-up of how the mural was going to be and some ideas. Two other individuals was John Minkler and Dr. Morris. They gave us some great ideas and great images we can add on there, and to add more of a sense of inclusion and belonging. Some individuals from our Sanger High School community was our principal, Ms. Coronado. We talked to her, and we've been staying in contact these past couple of months, and we told her about our mural, and she fully supports it, so we have her support. She's also been giving us ideas. Another individual was our activities director, Mr. Scott. He was also giving us ideas and guiding us through, and so we know that we have our support from our Sanger High community, Sanger High School community, but we hope to have it from the Sanger community and obviously from all you guys, because it would be great if we can get this mural up and running. Thank you guys so much.
Now that's what we call community love. And finally, our last group is one that's close to my heart. Because I'm part of it, I represent the Fresno Youth Service Council. And this year, our focus has been on mental health. Since COVID, we've seen just how much teens have been struggling and how many schools don't always know what their own students are dealing with. So we created a project to help bring awareness to those issues, straight from the students themselves. Let us show you what we've been working on.
Thank you, Haley. So we are the Youth Service Council. We come from different districts and we're from different grade levels. My name is Elizabeth Pineda. I am a senior and I go to Edison High School.
My name is Daniel DePietro and I'm a senior at Justin Garza High School.
My name's Maria Jose Hernandez and I'm a sophomore at Sanger West High School. Next slide, sorry. We chose to focus this project on mental health because it's something that affects so many people, especially teenagers like us, adults, and we even see family, friends, and classmates often struggling at times. And we wanted to do something that could make a real difference. Mental health is often overlooked and misunderstood. Growing up, sometimes you can be told you're not feeling that because you're that young, or even as adults, mental health is often very underlooked. We felt it was important to bring more awareness to it and help create a space where people feel supported and not alone.
So, mental health has become a serious crisis across the country, especially among young people. According to recent studies, 1 in 5 teens experience a mental health disorder. Now, I want you to truly think about that. Among your peers, there's at least 1 out of 5 who experience these problems, but when do you ever hear about always reaching out or going to their counselors, going to their psychologists, and actually talking about their issues? And I'm not just telling you these statistics to make you feel bad in any way. I'm trying to bring awareness to this issue and make a change. 1 in 7 children globally experience one as well. About 50% of all mental health conditions begin by age 14. Which shows how early this problem can start. Suicide is now second leading cause of death between the ages 10 to 24. What's even more alarming is that over 60% of youth with major depression do not receive any treatment. These numbers make it clear that we need to do more support in youth mental health and increase access to early help. Now, we as generations have seen what mental health has done to us and what they will do to our children and future generations. We want to be able to create a future where one doesn't have to always worry about who can I reach out to or what can I do to make myself feel better. We all go through our struggles, and a lot of us don't have the effort to even reach out to someone. But there's people out there, truly. We are here to help you.
Like Elizabeth said, even though mental health struggles are very, very common, many people don't reach out for help. This can be because of the stigma surrounded around mental illness and the fear of being judged, or simply not even knowing how to ask someone for support. Some people feel embarrassed or believe that they have to deal with their mental illness alone, and others might not even have access to mental health service or trusted adults to talk to, or even know that they have a mental illness. All this makes it even more important for us to spread awareness and encourage open conversations about mental health.
I also believe that as a society, we have reached certain types of standards where we feel as if we should all be okay. It's okay to honestly feel upset or feel a certain type of way when you're actually just not okay. And throughout this project, we had the opportunity to work with NAMI. I personally have worked with NAMI myself. I struggled through a bit and reached out to a psychologist here at Edison High School. They told me about NAMI, and I went and called them, and they helped me actually get in touch with someone to really help me out. And it truly did. It truly did. And I hope that those who are struggling could potentially have the same help that I received, which is NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. NAMI supports teens, adults who are dealing with mental health challenges. They helped us understand how to approach these topics with compassion and sensitivity. They taught us the importance of listening, removing stigma, and being there for someone without trying to fix. Partnering with NAMI gave us real tools and knowledge that helped us shape our entire project.
All right. So the way we decided to, or the way we're currently addressing the issue is we're currently conducting a survey. We know that collecting actual responses from students gives us a clearer idea of what people are experiencing and what kind of support they need, what needs to be addressed specifically. A survey felt like a strong way to reach a lot of people quickly, and we were able to do it anonymously. So there wasn't that pressure to be outed or exposed as someone going through a struggle. It makes it easier for them to be honest, and the results helped us understand where the biggest gaps are and the types of resources we can recommend or provide to those who are struggling. I'm going to talk a little bit about how we did the survey and specifically the way we appealed to high schoolers as high schoolers. Typically, when we think about mental illness and specifically the types of mental illnesses that exist, we tend to generalize them pretty quickly. Just use it for an example. Depression is usually it's usually described as being sad all the time, having difficulty feeling happiness. But the way we chose to word it was when we asked students, are you experiencing depression? Have you experienced depression? We described it as the following: persistent feelings of sadness, acknowledging what it's generalized as. We also talked about the emotional emptiness, hopelessness, and lack of interest in life. We wanted to really address the complications of mental illness and mental health struggles, not just what they're broadly defined as. Another way we did this was describing the difference between anxiety and stress. Anxiety not always being a rational thought or it being a response to a threat that isn't necessarily there, whereas stress has a very definitive cause. We talked about depersonalization and derealization, which are talked about a lot less, but they're detachment from the self or detachment from reality, one's external environments. We haven't received all the survey results we need to make a formative conclusion, but the ones we've already gotten have shown us such important patterns. Many students shared that they feel stressed, anxious, and overwhelmed, but they don't always know who to turn to. Others said that they wish there were more mental health resources available at school. These early responses have given us a valuable insight and a place to start making small but meaningful change to support our school community. The survey we created does more than just inform us. It also is a useful tool for school administration.
In the future as well, when we get our final survey results and everything concluded from the survey, we would like to work with school administration more because some schools don't have access to wellness centers, some schools don't have access to psychologists or counselors, and we think implementing that in the school is very important, especially because students struggle with mental health in school very largely. So we would like to work with the school board in the future to see how we can implement mental health and wellness centers and give access to psychologists, even give access to psychologists outside of school or people outside of school that students can talk to and not just people inside school.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we have real people to talk to as well, because it's difficult for people to seek resources independently. And the way that the school is currently doing it doesn't always work. A big small pattern I noticed when researching this project was the fact that students aren't seeking physical media to address mental health. I was the first person to check out some books on eating disorders and depression and relationship abuse since the opening of my school. My school's only been open this is going to be its 4th year being open. And I was the first or second person to ever check out these resources. And it really just emphasizes the importance of either digital media, digital resources, or in-person conversations and real people. This really does help administration. It gives them a better understanding of how students are really feeling, using language that speaks to them. And it also talks about what kind of support systems might be lacking in. This kind of data helps schools come up with better ways to support students, like improving access to counselors, like I mentioned, creating peer support groups, which rarely exist outside of community effort or on the effort of individual counselors. If we have NAMI clubs, if there's a mental health support group that exists as a club, we don't see many resources exist, at least in my district's environment. Or organizing wellness events, which we have seen within my individual school's community, but not on a district level. As students, we can also help by sharing ideas and continuing this conversation that we've started.
Working on this project has helped us grow in so many ways, both as individuals and as a team. It made us more aware of how others might be feeling and what they might be going through, and it taught us how to be more empathetic and supportive to those who are struggling with mental health. We learned how to take initiative, work with the community leaders, and listen deeply. And most importantly, this project showed us that even small efforts can lead to real change. And that when we really care enough to act, we can make a difference in other people's lives and in our own.
Something I want to leave you guys with, I want you to ask yourselves, what do you want our future to look like? Thank you.
Use with the microphone.
Are we putting a video on? Is that how you wanted us to stay up here?
As this video demonstrates, we all work as a community to do things in our community and involve ourselves as a group to how we can change our community and make a difference.
Starting off, my name is Haley Hurrigan, and I am the Youth Council's treasurer.
My name is D'Angelo Petro, and I'm a member of the Youth Service Council.
My name is Elizabeth Pineda, and I'm also a member of the Youth Service Council.
And my name is Maria Jose Hernandez, and I'm also a member of the Youth Service Council.
What I love about the Youth Service Council is that it involves civic dialogue, which is really important for this generation and upcoming generations. You also learn how to develop your leadership skills, as well as also you get to make connections with many other people from all around Fresno County.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to be able to, like she said, have civic discussions, talk about what America means to you, what democracy means to you, and how we can contribute to the group that is America and the ideal that's democracy. It's a great way to meet people, especially people you wouldn't have ever met before, from different walks of life, different backgrounds, and people I wouldn't have met by otherwise wouldn't have met by chance. But great way to build connections outside of the pressures of the high school environment as well, which is really difficult to do while you're juggling things. And it also helps us build ourselves towards a common cause and practice leadership skills in an environment that isn't as risky as high school can be.
Yeah, I actually came into the Youth Service Council when we had a youth summit. It was really nice. I really enjoyed just being there. They take us around, they take us to different places, and it's nice just growing connections and meeting new people. And I learned a lot, just like our last civic meeting, we were talking about democracy and what it means to us. I would urge you guys, if you guys are interested, to join.
Like Haley said, our Civic Youth Council also gives us lots of connections. Like we recently just had an event last week, which was Law Day. So I got to meet a bunch of lawyers. I've got to meet a bunch of people that were actually working in our community. And I got to learn things that I didn't know before that our community was actually doing. Like I was in fear that, maybe our community isn't doing anything. And like we have events like this too, like this presentation that show that high school students are being involved in our community and we are trying to make a change and implement something and not just not do nothing.
Like they said, take this chance. Take this chance and take this opportunity to become a better person than who you were before.
Would you like me to do the finishing? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me fix this a bit. All right. Wow, so all these presentations today, they really are still sinking in for me. It's really, what a night. To all the students who shared their work tonight, thank you. You've shown us that youth have powerful voices, meaningful ideas, and the ability to make real change. To all the families, educators, and community members here tonight, thank you for showing up and supporting these amazing young people. Again, my name is Haley Hurry, and it's been an absolute honor to guide you through this year's Youth Showcase. Have a great evening, and let's keep uplifting youth voices all year long. Thank you.
Haley did a fantastic job there. You students did a great job. Don't forget that we need your help to continue doing what we're doing. There's a way to give financially. Scan that code. And you don't have to give a lot, but give. We want you to give what your heart leads you to give. And if you see these things tonight and you think, I want to give $1,000, give $1,000. If you think you want to give $1, give $1. If you want to come and get involved with these kids, come and get involved, right? We have teachers here that are working constantly, not only with the regular things in their education that they're required to do, but spending extra time with students to make sure they get this. So scan that code, find a way to get involved, partner and give. We want you to also consider being a board member. How many of you have thought about that? You could have a voice in what we say here too. Scan that code, and we are looking to Get another high school youth board member. Natalia's not in high school anymore. So we are looking for that. You saw the youth council. They take trips to Sacramento. They do other fun things together. This youth council is going to grow across Fresno County. Join the youth council, scan the code, figure out how you can become a member of this youth council and do some cool things. Go to Sacramento, grab a legislator by the lapels and say, hey, what up? You know, that's what you can do when you join us and become a part of what we do. Now, we want to just take a minute. We've never done this before, but I'm just so thankful for the Bonner Family Foundation and for Miles, Sears, and Iani to give us money to recognize student projects for tonight. This is something brand new. And so we're going to give $1,000 to the first prize winner of the student projects presented. We've had some independent judges out there, $500 to the second place group and $250 to the third place group. So that's awesome. Let's give those groups, Bonner Family Foundation and Miles, Sears, and Iani a hand. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. All right, so judges, we have our total? Tallied it up yet? Independent judges who have masked themselves so you wouldn't follow them home. And it's going out there. In the meantime, while we're getting those final counts, we want to recognize the teachers. Teachers, please come up on the stage with me right now. All the teachers that are here that supported your kids. Shane Mason, Lucero, get up here. Other teachers, get up here. Principals, get up here. Mr. Tilson, we want principals up here too. Come up on stage. And Haley, you want to give them one of those boxes over there? Come on in the center of the stage up here, you educators. There's Mr. Niehoff, and who does he have with him over there? All right, you guys come on up here on this stage. Yes, teachers. Yes, teachers. You did the work. You supported your kids. As they get all up here, then just give them one. Yeah. Come on up here. Give them a hand. Give them a hand. Yeah. Ooh-wee. We got some fine teachers coming up here that have done so much to make this happen for the students in their class. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So as a token of our appreciation, we're going to give you each a little something. Haley, you want to open up one so we can see what they get? Yes. It's a McDonald's gift certificate. We just put it in fancy boxes. Oh, I know. My goodness. Look at that. Wow. You got the bottom? Ooh-wee. So each one of the teachers and principal are going to get a token of appreciation from the Civic Education Center for the awesome work they do with students in the classroom. So, okay, you can hand it out. Yeah, Danny, you want to just go hand it to one? Yeah. And while we're giving that, we're about ready to announce the winner of the prize tonight. Dutch Brothers and Starbucks were competing to give us gift cards, so we had to turn them down because we don't believe in competition. Just kidding, just kidding. I think competition is great, but we didn't get them tonight. But are we ready to announce the prizes yet, the winners? Miss Clene, bring that thing out here, girl. I'm my friend. This is the moment that you've all been waiting for, that I've been waiting for since it's the first time we did it. And Christina, are you still here? Dan Jameson, are you here? Okay. Board member Morris Hicks, please come forward. Natalie, come forward, please. Come up on the stage, you guys. Yeah. Got it, Dr. John Minkler? You ready to announce it?
When you tell me the time.
All right. Are we ready? Do we want him to do it now? Yeah? No? Yeah? Yeah? All right. Let's give a hand for Dr. John Minkler, and Naftali and board member Morris Hicks are going to be part of Dr. Minkler announcing our winners.
This is really hard because these are all winners. All the students who were willing to do projects and get up here and talk about them are all winners. So it's been very difficult to try to decide which ones get these prizes. But we thought some of the students might appreciate getting some cash prizes. So we found donors from the community who are willing to donate, and so here we go. The third place $250 check goes to mental health awareness. You want to come on up?
Mental health awareness. Get a representative.
Are they in the house?
You're in the house still? If not, we get to take your money and I'll go out tonight.
Yeah, they're here.
They're here? Get up here. One person. Come on.
At least.
Yeah. Come on up. We want to get a picture of you with our communications director, Sinead. We'll take a picture of you. This check. Sponsored by Miles, Sears, and Iani. So once again, let's give them a hand. You have, okay. We got pictures right there. Thanks, Amy. Good job. All right, give one more hand for that third place. You guys just move down that way over there. Okay. Yeah.
Second place winner is Delray Park. $500.
You got it. You got it. You guys get on up here now. You guys did good work. Way to go. Thank you. Rudy.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah, good job. Good job.
Slide down,
there's so many
slide
of
down
us.
that way a little bit.
Yeah.
And the grand prize, $1,000, goes to puppy therapy.
This is from the Bonner Family Foundation. Kay Bonner's coming up to get a picture with you guys also. Let's give a hand to the Bonner Family Foundation. Let's get a picture of you right in here with the check. Yeah. So those are paper checks that bounce, so don't spend them anywhere. We will be giving money to you in your school after we get out of here, but those are just for memento's sake, and we want them back, please. We'll use them next year. But anyway, thank you guys for coming tonight. Have a good evening. Don't forget to scan that QR code. Thank you guys. Good job.
Me at the 아파트 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 아파트
It's whatever you like. Turn this apache into a club. I'm talking drink, dance, smoke, freak, party all night. Come on, gumbe, go, what's up? Oh, don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? Sleep tomorrow, but tonight go crazy. All you gotta do is just meet me at the 아파트 아파트
Hey, so now you know the game. Are you ready? 'Cause I'm coming to get you. Hold on, I'm on my way. Yeah, I'm on my way. Hold on, I'm on my way. Yeah, I'm on my way.
Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me
myself I wouldn't come by yours tonight. I'm bad at this, better you always, all the time.